watch this video. I'm sorry by mistakes. I don't speak English until now. Time ago, while browsing the internet, drew my attention certain models of ancient Rome displayed on a web. The models' pictures remember to me another place. I saw that before, then to myself. A strange resemblance with the District of Columbia. I do not mean the buildings and his Greco-Roman style. I mean a strange resemblance with the Italian geographical zone. I looked with attention that the V-shape that outlines in the serpent-style Potomac River looks like very similar to the V-shape of the serpent-style Tiber River in the Vatican geographical zone. I began to investigate immediately. I opened well my eyes and prepared to go deeply in the question in order to determine if only it was a question of one more coincidence in the famous Washington coincidence world. What I found, I expose it here. My first step was the step of all of us today. I searched in Google Maps for another details in both regions to confirm if the strange resemblance was a simple coincidence or not. But in few seconds I was found more coincidences. The aerial pictures of both geographical zones have more than a V shape in the serpent style on the rivers. The really amazing in both places is the very notorious polygonal shapes in a similar location. A pentagonal shape on the ground is in the north open V shape of Washington DC, and the east open V shape in Vatican City too. As an important detail, most remember that in the mystic symbols world, the east is associated with solar god, lighting, life origin, resurrection, reborn, and the place of the dragon and heroes. The north is the symbol of war power, darkness, chaos, and for the most traditions, the origin of evil, with the exception of Egypt and India, where the north is the light and the male principle. At this point, I really want answers. The Italian aerial view shows us the old building named St. Angel's Castle at the Vatican City entrance. This was converted in another museum in 1933, but perhaps this one be the most important in Rome because his history is the history of the Roman emperors and the papal kingdom power. In brief, this Roman mall was constructed by orders of Hadrian Emperor in the year 135 as a family mausoleum. Hadrian died before concluding and was the Emperor Antoninus Pius that can finish the work in 139. Hadrian Emperor was buried there. In the year 271, the Emperor Aurelianus transformed the building in a military fortress named as the Roman Citadel. Citadel means a fortress into which people can go for shelter during a battle or war. It's a fortified city into another city. As the Roman emperors and papal power kingdom story unfolded with their wars, battles, revenges, conspiracy, crimes, was transformed more and more into a powerful and complex war machine, attached to the Vatican Palace by a walled passage called the Borgo, and by the popes access it under some crisis or when live in it. The name was changed to St. Angel's Castle. Today, the Italian government is the official owner, but this historic link with the Vatican City is so clear. The Hadrian Mausoleum became into a military complex, and this important historic process is the key to find the answer to the origin of the pentagonal-shaped area. Having already become a symbol of the Vatican repression, the pentagonal wall around the castle was constructed in the year 1561 under Pius IV Pope, for fear of an eventual Turkish attack, instructed the Italian architect Francesco Laparelli to build a wall to protect the fortress from the enemy's line of fire. Laparelli is another key to understand this pentagonal shape. This man was one of the famous military architects and engineers from the Italian school. Around to the old Hadrian Mausoleum, the St. Angel's Castle, in order to finish the Roman citadel, this military architect built a pentagonal bulwark fortification. The pentagonal shape are the most recommended geometric bulwark fortification and was developed and explained in treaties of the time. The American Pentagon, the USA Defense Department building, located in Arlington, Virginia, from the beginning was an Italian old-style military complex, a military Roman fortress, a square without a bastion, the five-pointed star bulwark. Not surprising in a city with Greco-Roman architecture. In the Pentagon website, they tell us that the building is virtually a city. Under the Italian model citadels, really it is, because the Pentagon is a radioconcentric fortress with concentric rings and radial corridors into another city, Washington, D.C., but without the five-pointed star bulwark, like their five-pointed star medals, curiously. The writer James Carroll titled his excellent book, A Critic Memory About the Pentagon, The House of War, perhaps more appropriate to call the City of War the modern Roman citadel. Between the Roman and Washington Pentagons there are strange similarities. For example, both regions are linked with words Mary and Virgin. Both buildings are erected on some very similar geographical shapes. Both are separated to the rest of the city by serpent-style rivers. Both are erected near the bank of a river. Both are erected on a swampy area. Both are erected in terrains of roads, gardens, and cemeteries. The Herod Mausoleum was built over an old cemetery in a place next to the gardens of Domitia, a very rare feature that evokes the Mary Lee Rose Gardens and the Arlington Cemetery. Both buildings have 5 floors on ground with radial corridors. The war, the conquest, and the military power have determined their existence and nature. The Roman Mall was erected in front of the Mercius camp, consecrated to Roman Gold War. The Pentagon was built in front of a war monuments camp. Both citadels have a long history of complaints and accusations of cruelty, torture, crimes, betrayals, conspiracies, deception, and so on. Trying to find answers to this apparent conundrum that goes beyond conspiracy theories and human capacities because the natural human mind can establish the order of the ages. Only a couple of keys about that apparent enigma I found. As the history shows us, the existence of St. Angel's Castle, previously the Herod Mausoleum, it's an indivisible link to Vatican City, known in the Middle Ages as the Roman Citadel. The Vatican City were built under a place named Vaticanus Mons or Vaticanus Collis too. Those are Latin words. Mons and Collis means hills or mountains. The translation of Vaticanus comes from the terms Beatis, and Anus. Beatis means prophecy, oracle, seer. Anus means old or ugly woman, frightening old woman, witch, crone. Then, we can understand that Vatican City means City of the Old Prophetess. As you can see clearly, here we notice an interesting link with the family deity and her many symbols, like the red rose. Well, I found some keys, some answers, but many questions too. What does all this mean? Vatican City will be a prophecy? Are the Pentagon coupled with the White House by a passage like the Vatican Borgo? The Pentagon will be transformed as a new Roman citadel? Will go to build the 5-pointed star bulwark around the Pentagon citadel? Will look someday like their 5-pointed star army medals? Will make another invisible plane-style attack, start a bulwark construction? As the old Roman citadel, will be the Pentagon a kind of fortress to a some worldwide leader with their air, sea, sky, and space technologies world control? Will be the old dominium of Virginia state nickname? The letters F, U, B, W, and Y comes to the Proto-Sinaitic vowel. The highlighted question is, what kind of evil creature reborn from this virgin matrix in bottomless hell?